So welcome to the Cancer Solar Eclipse New Moon. And we're playing the Kali Kala Zikr, which has the Yod Hey Vod Hey, everything inclusive, the dark and the light, the mother, the father, the daughter and the son. Would you like to put the photo up, Amina? So we've got a beautiful photo that Amina has found on an astrology site that she has just shared on
direct eye contact, talking to
Make sure everybody's muted.
touching their skin,
Okay.
either on their shoulder or through holding their hand, and then watch as their blood pressure came down.
Okay, so somebody's not muted for sure. I don't know what I'm getting. That's better. Okay, so what a stunning picture.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. So it's going to be on the Dancing with Mary Magdalene Facebook page, which I know we're all part of. And today, as we go into the next power of the fourth power, we're also going to be entering more deeply into the Crone of Dissolution and the dark. And she is the hag of chaos, void, or the end of days. Within the chaos, there is an ultimate life-giving outcome. And it reminds us that death is the mother of all change. And there are filters of false perception that stop us from seeing the truth. So here we lay down our fears, confront death and change. And there's a saying of Carl Jung which says, in all chaos, there is a cosmos. In all chaos, there is a cosmos. In all disorder, a secret order. So we're going to enter the dark feminine in the new moon phase this time. And this dark feminine has the ability to penetrate and understand the mystery in the darkness. John O'Donohoe says, light cannot see inside things. That is what the dark is for. So this dark goddess and the Crone of Dissolution is what's happening out in the world right now. Maybe in our own worlds, but definitely out in the our world. We wonder what's going to be the end of it. There'll be a new birth. Rest assured, everything is in chaos at the moment. And she says also, actually from Megan Don's The New Divine Feminine, she says, in The Dragon Awakes, which is about page 205, The abyss where the dragon or the guardian of secret wisdom resides is anything that helps us in separation. It is the force of constant dissolution and flux and destruction that brings peace and new life. So that's what I want you just to bear in mind. We see around the Cancer, there's all the dark, but inside there is a birth of a new lotus, new light emerging. So this is actually a beautiful photo and a depiction of the Crone of Dissolution in action. So I'd like to hand over to Amina now. Thank you, Amina.
All right, thank you. And I'll ask you to also be on mute. So
Could you put your could you put your volume up, or I'll put mine up?
Yeah, put yours. Well, I'll put mine up too.
I'll just see what I can.
Okay. So I wanted to share a little bit with you about this particular new moon, which is in Cancer and is also a solar eclipse. And it means this particular kind of eclipse means that the moon's shadow will cover the center of the sun, leaving a brilliant ring of fire. So I love this graphic image and thought you would enjoy sort of letting it be a focus for you as I read a little bit about the meaning of this particular new moon. And Anna, could you mute yourself, please?
Yes, I will. Mute and...
There we go. So just to give you a little bit of a description of this, the ring of fire is a symbol of creation, but also destruction. The dark shadow of the moon represents the pains and struggles
But I
of the
probably don't have
past.
any sound. Because
Someone is not muted. The dark shadow of the moon represents the pains and struggles of the past, but also a womb of infinite potential that is waiting to birth a new creation. The ring of fire represents the fuel that is needed to birth this creation, but also the release that has to take place for this new creation to be born. Within all of us is this dark void, this blank slate of creation that is waiting to give rise to something new. But first we must burn. We must melt away all that is no longer required. This ring of fire eclipse is like fuel for our soul purpose and our soul mission. So tonight, during this time, and tomorrow, today, where you are, during this time, just tune into your desires and allow your inner fire and passion to lead you, and then set some intentions under this eclipse. So as Anna has already mentioned, our attunement tonight to the triple goddess is through the Crone of Dissolution and the Dark. And in this particular time, she comes to us as the dragon who awakes. So I'm just going to read a little bit from Megan Don's book on this aspect of the Dark Crone. There is the abyss where we can say the dragon, meaning the guardian or keeper of secret wisdom, resides. The abyss is not some large, dark nothingness. Rather, it is everything and anything that keeps us in separation. It is also the force of destruction or dissolution in constant flux. One who can face the vision of a larger world or cosmic dissolution and understand the necessity for such a movement is on the way to knowing the secret wisdom and learning how to ride the dragon. Dissolution or destruction is not seen as negative or evil, but an ultimate fact for every world system. When in divine alignment, this dragon can bring about a great transformational change. Having no fear, the dragon is essential to riding and using our own greater transformational power. The crone dragon has been much aligned, as we perceive her as only bringing war and destruction. But through this, she ultimately brings peace and new life. Nothing more grand can be found than her secret wisdom. To the glory of the triple goddess, we kindle the light. Most gracious Lady, Maiden, Mother, and Crone of humanity, unknowable masked goddess of the new moon, we welcome you to our circle and ask that you guide us in this deeply inner time of renewal and rebirth. May we connect with the beauty of our own deep self. To the glory of the triple goddess, we kindle the light, invoking the dark daughter bride.
Kali Kala, come to us through Lilith, and be our guide into the darkness, and into the brilliance of light that stands within and behind the dark, the brilliance of light that lives within us. Help us to know you as our ally, our protectress, and our liberator. Lead us from fear, and let us not shun you. Let there be no more separation.
And let us chant together the chant for the dark daughter bride of night, Kali Kala Elohim. 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 To the glory of the triple goddess, we kindle the light. Invoking the dark mother. I think you're on mute, Anna.
Na'ama, come and help me back into the fullness that I am. Let me not run from your darkness or my darkness, but stand in its power of revealing, its balance of knowing. Let me place your garment of power upon my soul, freeing us both from the shame of the dark beauty that the soul of the world brings.
Let us chant together the dark mother of the night, Kali Ima Ne'ama. 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 glory of the triple goddess, we kindle the light, invoking the dark crone of wisdom and dissolution.
Come, Ygritte, open our minds, crone of the dark, that we may know the truth of your destructive nature, that we may feel its liberating power for all humanity. Let us not turn our faces away, but be willing to see the vision of the night in our own souls and that of the world. Help us to cease fearing and trembling, so we may stand firmly in our grand being, knowing war and peace to be one, one within us, one within all, revealing your secret wisdom of true life.
Let us chant together for the dark crone of the wisdom and dissolution. Kali Ygritte Sophia. 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 Kali Kala, Kali Kala, Kali Kala Elohim. Kali Kala, Kali Kala, Kali Kala Elohim. Sophia. And they're just humming one last time. And let's just remain in silence, breathing in these holy names as we prepare for meditation with Anna.
So in our breath, let us find the mother ground of being, gently feeling our breath coming in and out of our nostrils and being entirely present to our being. I am presence and I am present. And we are entering into the dimension of feeling, our feeling body. So in that place, sense any aversion you may have to the thought of destruction, and then let yourself fall deeper and deeper into that dissolution, that darkness. Be a witness to the feelings that arise. The fear, the oblivion, the chaos, the dissolution of old forms, and within all that darkness, open up to the light of the Crone, who is in the midst of all this destruction. You might hear her laugh. You might hear her cry. And within all this cosmic sea of feeling, see yourself being elevated to the cosmic dissolution, this dimension which is far bigger than us. And within this cosmic dissolution, begin to see new life being born from within the seemingly dark chaos. Let the new life keep opening and growing until there is no destruction left. Rejoice in the new consciousness that arises from such a powerful movement of love. For it is all love that surrounds us and that is in our being, that we live, move, and have our being in. And if there is any remnant of fear left or old form of consciousness, you could invoke the presence of Archangel Michael to help burn away any old aversions and fears, and to give you protection. We finish the meditation with chanting Elohim Tsavaot, Ya Michael. Elohim Tsabaot, Ya Michael. And this is a prayer to the Crone of the Dragon for revealing the truth of dissolution. Open my mind, dear Crone of the Dragon, that I may know the truth of your destructive nature, that I may feel its liberating power for all of humanity. Let me not turn my face away, but be willing to see the vision of the night in my own soul and that of the world. May I cease fearing and trembling and stand firmly in my grand being, knowing war and peace to be one, one within me, one within all, revealing your secret wisdom of true life. Amen. Unmute.
One out of two. Goddess of the dark moon, renewer of life, we thank you for your presence here tonight, and we bid you farewell until we next meet in your darkness. Bless us and restore us in readiness for what lies ahead. Go in peace. Let us all stand for our closing, or you can remain seated if you prefer. Just say after me, I am and I am becoming.
I am.
I am pure, radiant awareness. Ya Mariam. Blessed be.
Well, thank you so much. That was so powerful. I could really feel the Crone of Dissolution with me and with all of us. So Amina's going to just prepare for the next part of sharing as we go into the fourth power. And I just want to see if anyone has got any sharings from our last time together. And I could tell you that what Brigitte and I have been up to is a lot more art journaling. And I can share some photos of what we've been doing that I've made of the art journaling pages. So I'll just see if I've got mine. Actually, I'll do that one. I've been doing a series of a page on each of the aspects, and this one was for the cosmic crone of light and the cosmic crone of dark. So you can see that she's dissolving in the lower part there. So I've done a whole 3-page spread of it. So I'm preparing a little slideshow on it, and that's just one of the aspects. And let me have a share, a new share. No, this one. And this one was through the Dark Mother, the Na'ama, and she's Na'ama, Queen of the Night, who dwells amongst the waves of the sea, the great sea. So we'll often get dreams about sea, and she's the holy Shekinah, but the sea also evokes the deep emotions in our being. So we're actually going into this place of our feelings, which happens to be the next power as well. So we're coming from thought to feelings. And she liberates us from ignorance and darkness. So you can see she has the eyes of the vision, like we had from the last power that we had with opening our insight. Last one was the speaking, but now we're going up into the third eye of seeing and having the vision of what's happening when you're asleep and the dark raven awakening you and unfolding and unraveling your own myth. So yeah, I found that was a really powerful page to do. And in the end, she said, Na'ama reveals the truth of what lies within. May I fill my Na'ame. May I follow my own inner authority. Show me where she lives. Where does she sleep at night? That was my message. And then Brigitte did a beautiful one too, if I can find one. Her one. Oh, someone's here. Okay. Okay, is that coming up? Might not be. I might have to share screen. Ah, this is the one. And this is Brigitte's one. Look at that. Fantastic. So she was the daughter of light. So we've been both working on different aspects when we come together. And it's really powerful. You can see this is like the birth of new life that we were talking about before. And that's a cosmic being of light. Amazing. Okay, that's me. Has anyone else got anything to say? Last time? KJ Phoenix usually does.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've had actually a patchy fortnight. I started a new medical treatment, so I had a day in hospital on Monday, and I'm back in a fortnight. So I'm just kind of carrying myself through that. And in Aotearoa, we're reduced all the alert levels so we can go out. So a lot of people are going out and whizzing around, and the energy is just completely changed. And I'm going very carefully, and I'm loving this symbolism of the ring of fire in the eclipse, and the shadow and the light, and the riding the dragon of the crone and this rebirthing. And it's just reminding me this is winter solstice for us, and there's so much on this weekend. And I just went, whoa, this is way too much. So being really clear and discerning in my ring of fire in the dark of the shortest day, what it is that I'm tuning to align with and be in my energies with. So I haven't done my journaling that I would have liked this last fortnight with my drawing of trees and things, not as beautiful as yours. But anyway, I'm still very glad to be on the journey and this Magdalena slipstream.
I was just saying, may your new treatment go well for you. Okay, Gitanjali, also from New Zealand.
Hello. So I made it. Well, I tried to make it a practice the last fortnight on awaking to say the words that Linda gave us, Amina gave us. I eat the fruit of honor and humility, and I'm freed from duplicity and arrogance. Yeah, and I put them up on my cupboard. So I think I did reasonably well at remembering that, and I think it really did help, the start of my day, and I think it helped the interactions with my husband, because we have been struggling hugely during the lockdown. Yeah, and I also wrote up on the cupboard, because I really loved it, and I didn't always tune in with this, but I did occasionally, and that was the sentence, "Take me into your womb of love and birth me anew." I really loved that. It's a very beautiful and powerful thing to say, and yeah. So yeah, I've really appreciated having those practices. Thank you.
That's a beautiful statement. Take me into the womb of love and birth me anew. I'll write that down. Susan, do you have anything you want to share with us? You have to unmute.
Well, I apologize for, I could not get on today till I got on. And I've been dealing with issues with my eye, and so I've been really preoccupied with myself and doing the prayer. I love that. Take me into the womb of your love and birth me anew. I wish I'd had that. I've been praying in the middle of the night for healing of my sight, my light, my right eye, and I've been totally preoccupied with that. Any of my spare time, I've been working on healing myself and calling in the energies of health and sight and vision and perception.
Beautiful. Our prayers are with you. We're all in the womb of love together. So, Noranissa, do you want to say anything, or anybody else, or we hand over to Amina? I think we hand over to you, Amina.
Well, I just wanted to add to your what you called your artwork.
Art journaling.
Art journaling, yes. Because I have begun something similar again, taking it up after several years. I posted on the Facebook page a post that I had seen on the Way of the Rose page, and a woman had shared some art journaling that she had been doing recently after practicing the Hail Mary Rosary, and it just brought such I'm kind of speechless. It really just moved me very deeply. I'm not an artist I have no, in terms of painting or drawing or any of those. I do love color, to work with color. So I was a little bit envious of her being able to express in that way, and I couldn't, But then I remembered, in fact, someone told me, remember that you were working on scrapbooks a few years ago. And I had started a scrapbook a year or so after I started receiving the dances. And so I got through 2012 with a scrapbook, and then I started a second one to continue on. And that's where I stopped, at 2012. And I just put it aside and never found the time or the inclination to take it up again. So, this thought came to me, well, you can still do that. And it brought out whatever kind of artistic tendencies I might have. I can cut out, like collage and like that. So I've just been very happy about it, and I even bought some pastels. A long time ago, I played around with pastels, so I thought I could add some of that. So we'll see. I may one day show you a picture of something that I've done. Who knows?
Fantastic.
Right. Back in 2010, I was celebrating the 10 years of Mary Magdalene, and what I did was I posted on Facebook pictures of some of those pages from my scrapbook. And I sent those out. I think I did something every couple of weeks, and that was kind of fun, so that people could see sort of a pictorial journey that I had collected over the years. So I enjoyed going back and looking through it all, and thought, okay, yeah, I can do that. So that creative spirit is all around.
Yeah, I encourage everybody to do something like that. It's so liberating, really, and such an amazing way to connect with your soul's expression, because you don't ever really know what's going to be coming out, but it always speaks to you, always
Yeah,
does. Yeah.
yeah, in some
Wow.
way.
Do you
Okay.
want me to play "Love Is as Strong as Death"?
No, we're not there quite yet.
Not quite.
Okay.
Okay.
Just wanted to say that I do soul collage,
Ah,
and I'm a soul collage facilitator. And so I have a stack of cards and several Mary Magdalene cards, but I want to do the dragon.
Yeah,
So I'm
okay.
going to play with that one.
and maybe
Yeah,
that's a project for all of us, getting in
yeah.
touch with our inner dragon this time round.
We can have a show and tell session one of these days.
Yeah, yeah. And Gitanjali wants to say something.
Yeah.
Oh,
So very recently, or actually earlier this year, I bought them. But a friend has been making these goddesses, amazing goddesses from clay, and she's fired them, and they're brilliant. And I've bought 3 from her, and I have the shadow, and I have the goddess of creativity, and I have the goddess of the animals. So perhaps I could share a photograph of them sometime. And as my altar has been expanding in my room, I've been drawn to stones that are like the moon. So I've been collecting like the waning moon and the waxing moon and the whole moon and all. I've got these beautiful stones that have been kind of growing
yeah.
on the altar as well at the same time. So maybe that's my little creativity
Yeah,
I'm just
thing.
musing on the fact that, we're sharing this stuff about creativity because we're actually coming up to the next power, which is about our inner vision. So I think this is birthing itself now for our expression. Yay.
yes.
Yeah.
Amina.
Well, we're going to start off a little differently tonight. We're actually going to be doing one of the Mary dances. Um, but before I teach it to you, um, this dance is called Love is as Strong as Death, and it is an attunement really to the sphere that we are in tonight, the seventh sefirot of Netzach. So I'm just going to um, share with you the qualities of Netzach, and then we'll go into the dance because that will give you an understanding of the attunement. Netzach is victory, eternity, the divine dominion, the lasting endurance or victory of God, the compassionate rule of God, the victory of the actual over the potential. In the physical world, Netzach rules love, feelings, and instincts, the group mind, nature, the arts. Funny thing, that.
Anything.
It is the response to creativity, the place of aesthetic judgments, of appreciation, likes or dislikes, for what is created. Netzach forms a polarity with Hod, the other sphere on the same plane of the tree. And Hod is where we were last time with the full moon. And so on the tree, they are opposite each other, but on the same plane. All our everyday and ongoing growth situations can be expressed in terms of the interaction between these two spheres, Hod, thoughts, and Netzach, feelings. And so with this, there is also a verse from Isaiah. God will destroy death forever, and the Lord God will wipe away tears from all faces. And in this writing, after the word forever, we have Netzach in parentheses, and this refers to the eternity, that God is the eternal being. And so this brings us to our dance, which I'm going to share the words with you. Let me find share screen. So I'm going to play it, and as we learn the melody, have any of you danced this one with Anna? I can't see but two other people. So, okay. So as you can see, the words "set me as a seal upon your heart." These words are from the Song of Songs, or the Song of Solomon, and this particular verse is said to symbolize the love and devotion of Yeshua and Maryam. You'll see the last phrase is in Hebrew, and it's simply the Hebrew of love is as strong as death. And so I'll pronounce that for you. Ki azeh kamawet abba. Ki azeh kamawet abba. So we'll sing it a few times, and then I'll show you the movements. Set me as a seal upon your heart. Set me as a seal upon your arm. Set me as a seal upon your heart. For love is as strong as death. Ki azeh kamawet abba. Set me as a seal upon your heart. Set me as a seal upon your arm. Set me as a seal upon your heart. For love is as strong as death. Ki azeh kamawet abba. Set me as a seal upon your heart. Set me as a seal upon your arm. Set me as a seal upon your heart. For love is as strong as death. Ki azeh kamawet abba. Ki azeh kamawet abba. So when we dance this, after I've taught you the movements, then Anna's going to play the recording, and that way we'll get to I'll get to dance it as well as sing it. So I'm going to leave those words up for now, and we'll see if I can get the screen so that you can see me. Okay, is that good? All right. So you can stand or remain seated and just do hand mudras if you prefer. But if you like to dance around in your room, that's great. So this is a partner dance, and if we were dancing together in a circle, this first part would be with your partner. And we're using a hand mudra that is included in many of the older dances of universal peace. And that is that we place our right palm on our partner's heart, sort of at the breastbone, and then with our left hand, we cover our partner's hand on our own heart. So this is the way it looks. Okay. So for set me as a seal upon your heart, this is the movement. And then set me as a seal upon your arm. we'll just do this sort of swaying with our arms. If we were dancing with a partner, we would actually be turning with that partner. So you can also do that if you like. And then we'll go back to set me as a seal upon your heart again. So let's just do that much, and then I'll show you the last part. So let me get our key here. Set me as a seal upon your heart. Set me as a seal upon your arm. Set me as a seal upon your heart. Uh-oh.
Oh, do you want it back?
Well, I was going to let people look at the words if they needed to.
I can't play the music at the same time, but
No, because I'm still teaching it.
okay. It's coming back up. Oops, sorry, you'll have to get it up again.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, no problem. All right. So for the last phrase, for love is as strong as death. Uh-oh, I didn't share it. Hold on. Wait a minute. Time out.
Don't worry, I think we're all up dancing and we've got the words.
You got the words? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's lovely to dance with you.
So for our last phrase, we would be doing a grapevine step, but for this one we'll just be sidestepping to the right and sidestepping to the left. If you want a grapevine with yourself, that's fine too. And the last hand mudras are, we would have our hands on the back, resting on the back of the person on either side of us at the heart level, as we're singing For Love is as Strong as Death. And then Kiyaze, Kamawet, Abba. For love is as strong as death. Kiyaze, Kamawet, Abba. And set me as a seal upon your heart. Set me as a seal upon your arm. Set me as a seal upon your heart. For love is as strong as death. Kiyaze, Kamawet, Abba. And I'm sidestepping right and then left, so but you can go in either direction if it's confusing, because I know we're like a mirror thing going on here. Okay, Anna, now you'll have to unmute yourself so that we can also hear the music.
Okay, and here we go.
And that last phrase will repeat as we're ending the dance.
Set me as a seal upon your heart. Set me as a seal upon your heart. Set me as a seal upon your heart. For love is as strong as death. He has said, come away, set me as a seal upon your heart. Set me as a seal upon your heart. Set me as a seal upon your heart. For love is as strong as death. He has said, come away, set me as a seal upon your heart. Set me as a seal upon your heart. Set me as a seal upon your heart. For love is as strong as death. He has said, come away. Set me as a seal upon your heart. Set me as a seal upon your heart. Set me as a seal upon your heart. For love is as strong as death. He has said, come away, He has said, come away, He has said, come away.
So we'll just leave that in just a moment. Being resting in the eternal being of God. as He wipes all the tears from our faces. Amen. So I'd like us to just remain standing. We'll go into the invocation for our rosary practice. And Anna's going to put that page up for us.
Yes. Screen and it's disappeared. Hold on.
It's so much fun jiggling all this stuff around.
I'm glad you're calling it fun.
It's better than crying.
Okay, so there we go. There's Netzach. Okay, let me just see now if it's going to come up on here. Here we go.
Good. So just scroll down so we'll see our invocations, right? And down a little more. Okay. So let's say together the Kabbalah invocation. Holy art thou, O Lord of our universe. Holy art thou whom nature hath not formed. Holy art thou, O vast and mighty one, Lord of the light and of the darkness, for thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. And then we begin our Kabbalistic cross invocation of light. And we are visualizing the light coming down from the heavens, down into our third eye, then down into the earth chakra. And we see this light as we form a cross of light in infinity out to the right, to the left, and then focusing that into our hearts. And when we then, after that, trace this same cross of light with our heads silently, visualizing the light, and then again forming this pulsating, spinning disc of light in the heart. So, beginning with Ata. Ata Malkut Vege Bura Vege Budula Leolam Amin. Amen. Okay, 1 second. Just have to get all my pieces together here. So tonight we're going to do something a little differently. Before we do the fourth power, we're going to begin on the first 3 connector beads with the last 3 powers that we have already learned. So we will just say 1 repetition of the Mary prayer, the power, and the God name on each of those first 3 beads, and then we will do the fourth power as we have done the others, saying the power 7 times and so forth. So before we begin, I'm going to read for you these first 3 powers. Lost our page here, so I'll read while
I'm
you
going to get this other page. Here you go.
So the first power. And as he said these things, I felt my soul ascend, and saw the first great bough that bears the fruit of love and compassion, the foundation of all things. And I knew that before you can eat of this fruit and gain its nourishment, you must be free of all judgment and wrath. When you have freed yourself of these burdens, you may eat of the fruit and so gain the love and compassion that will allow you to pass the first of 7 guardians. And I heard the voice of the Lord of wrath calling to me, but I denied him, and he had no part in me. So I saw my soul ascend again, and he showed me the second great bough, weighed down with the fruit of wisdom and understanding. And I saw that before you can taste of its bounty, you must be free of all ignorance and intolerance. Only then can you eat of the fruit, and so pass upward unhindered through the second of the 7 gates. And I heard the voice of ignorance call to me, but I knew him not, and so my soul did thus unchallenged. And then my master showed me the third great bough, which bears the fruit of honor and humility. Only when free of all duplicity and arrogance may you partake of its nourishment. And arrogance called to me, saying, You are not worthy, go back. But my soul was deaf to him, and so moved onward and upward into increasing light. And then there came the 4th bough, blossoming with the fruit of strength and courage. And I heard him tell me that to eat of this fruit you must have freed yourself from the weakness of the flesh, and confronted and conquered the illusion of your fears. And the master of the world stood before me and claimed me as his own, but I denied him, and he had no part of me. So let's begin with the Lord's Prayer. Avun Debashemaya, Nitkadish Shemak, Tete Malkuta, Nekwe Sivianak Aikana Debashmaya Afba'ara, Havlan Lakma Desun Kanan Yalmana, Washbakwan Halvain Waktahain, Aikana Dafkanan Swokanal Hayavain, Wela Taklan Lena Suna, Ela Patsan Min Bisha, Matul Dilahe Maalkuta, Wahaila Watesh Bukta, La Alam Amin, Amen. Ya Mariam, I rise from the darkness, which is the root of the tree of life, and reach the light that is the eternal life of the Spirit. Amen. Blessed are you, Miriam, for you did not waver at the sight of the risen Master, you who were his companion and whom he loved more than any other woman. Holy Bride, Apostle of the Apostles, be at my right shoulder as I walk forth in the infinite light, and bless me with your eternal presence. Amen. The first power. I eat the fruit of love and compassion, and I am freed from judgment and wrath. And we will chant Adonai Haaretz. Adonai Haaretz. Blessed are you, Miriam, for you did not waver at the sight of the risen Master, you who were his companion and whom he loved more than any other woman. Holy Bride, Apostle of the Apostles, be at my right shoulder as I walk forth in the infinite light, and bless me with your eternal presence. Amen. The second power. I eat the fruit of wisdom and understanding, and I am freed from ignorance and intolerance. And we'll chant Shaddai El Kai. Shaddai El Kai. Blessed are you, Miriam, for you did not waver at the sight of the risen Master, you who were his companion and whom he loved more than any other woman. Holy Bride, Apostle of the Apostles, be at my right shoulder as I walk forth in the infinite light, and bless me with your eternal presence. Amen. The third power. I eat the fruit of honor and humility, and I am freed from duplicity and arrogance. And we'll chant Elohim Zabayot. Elohim Zabayot. Blessed are you, Miriam, for you did not waver at the sight of the risen Master, you who were his companion and whom he loved more than any other woman. Holy Bride, Apostle of the Apostles, be at my right shoulder as I walk forth in the infinite light, and bless me with your eternal presence. Amen. The fourth power. I eat the fruit of strength and courage, and I am freed from weakness of the flesh. Yod He Vod He Zabayot. And we will say the fourth power 7 times. I eat the fruit of strength and courage, and I am freed from weakness of the flesh. I eat the fruit of strength and courage, and I am freed from weakness of the flesh. I eat the fruit of strength and courage, and I am freed from weakness of the flesh. I eat the fruit of strength and courage, and I am freed from weakness of the flesh. I eat the fruit of strength and courage, and I am freed from weakness of the flesh. I eat the fruit of strength and courage, and I am freed from weakness of the flesh. I eat the fruit of strength and courage, and I am freed from weakness of the flesh. Blessed are you, Miriam, for you did not waver at the sight of the risen Master, you who were his companion and whom he loved more than any other woman. Holy Bride, Apostle of the Apostles, be at my right shoulder as I walk forth in the infinite light, and bless me with your eternal presence. Amen. The fourth power. I eat the fruit of strength and courage, and I am freed from weakness of the flesh. And we will chant the God name 7 times. Yod He Vod He Zabayot. 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 And then we'll breathe the God name. Breathing in Yod He Vod He, breathing out Zabayot 7 times. Blessed are you, Miriam, for you did not waver at the sight of the risen Master, you who were his companion and whom he loved more than any other woman. Holy Bride, Apostle of the Apostles, be at my right shoulder as I walk forth in the infinite light, and bless me with your eternal presence. Amen. I rise from the darkness, which is the root of the tree of life, and reach the light that is the eternal life of the Spirit. I am free to remember eternity. Amen. Ya Mariam, Avun de Bashemaya. We rest in the eternal being of the One. Through strength and courage, we are victorious over the weakness of the flesh. Todah Rabbah Elohim. Thank you, God. So I think we're running a little over tonight, so I'm just going to mention that we do have additional names. You all should have received the handout, so those are there for you to use if you are drawn to any of those alternate ways to invoke the divine. I've also put references down at the bottom if any of you are interested in exploring any of these sources that I've been using for this series. So, Anna, you want to open it up for sharing if anyone has any thoughts they would like to share? And you're on mute.
Yes, I can open it up just for last minute reflections, and we're going to close with Shlamei Hubei de Alaha Nura. So maybe just say something about the Shlama at the end there, Amina.
Okay. Yes, the Aramaic Shlama, one of the attributes, as you'll see up in the Hebrew, is the Old Testament name for God, Sar Shalom. Shalom is, of course, Hebrew for peace, and that means peaceful ruler. And remember, earlier in the reading about Netzach, one of the attributes was the compassionate rule of God. So this is what this is referring to. Also, Prince of Peace, which is one of the titles that was used for Yeshua. So just keeping on with that theme of peace, we have the Aramaic Shlama, the same root, of course. This comes from Sadi's Aramaic study of the Aramaic Lord's Prayer. So you can look that up if you wish on your handout.
Great. All right. Are there any last reflections, or we're ready to bless each other in peace and sing the Shlamei Hubei to Alaha? And we see you in a fortnight. Okay, let me just see if I can.
I have one question about the pronunciation of the Yod He Vod He Sabayot or Oth.
Ot is like the H is not spoken, so it's Sabaot. And we pronounce that T. That T has meaning. So can't tell you what it is right now, but it is meaningful.
Okay, so we say it. Okay, here we go. Shlamei Hubei de Alaha. Shlama to everybody until we meet each other again in the full moon and another eclipse, I hear.
Yes.
Blessings on your creative journey into Netzach. Thank you, Amina. Thank you, everyone.